Action!
Okay. What's up, you guys? Sam here from Rigged, and today we're going to go over an unboxing video just to give you an idea of your experience that you'll have when you order an UltraSwing from us. First thing you want to do is open the box. Alright, so for this unboxing video, we're just going to be doing an UltraSwing with the wheel plate. Obviously, if you order any other accessories, they will be in the box too. The first thing you'll notice when you open your box is a smaller box, and what is in here is the wheel plate and wheel plate hardware. So if you go ahead and open that up, you will see this bag of bolts, washers and nuts, and then this wheel plate. And you can go ahead and unwrap that. And this one we have the Toyota 6-lug specific wheel plate, which has the welded studs. If you get a multi-fit wheel plate or mega fit wheel plate, it'll be a little bit different. All right, so next we're gonna go over your bag of hardware. And then here you will find a flyer that has some stickers and a link to our install guides. You'll find 3 black lugs that attach your wheel to the wheel plate, and then you will find 4 gold nuts, bolts, and washers that attach your wheel plate to the UltraSwing. All right, so lastly, you will find the silver fender washer, and I'll explain that later when we get to the installation. All right, so the next step will be taking out this accessory box, and then we'll give you guys a look at the UltraSwing inside the packaging. There was a lot of thought that went into the packaging for the UltraSwing. We wanted it to get to you 95% complete, just so your installation process can be as easy as possible. All right, guys, now that we got the unboxing out of the way, we're gonna go over the tools you will need for installation. So first, you are gonna need a torque wrench. It is gonna need to go to at least 100 foot-pounds. You're gonna need a 12-inch extension, and then either a 3/4 or 19mm socket. Next, you're gonna need a open-end box wrench. Once again, either 19mm or 3/4. You're gonna need a 4mm Allen, and then you're gonna need some grease, waterproof grease or Teflon. And then if you wanna make things easier, you can use an impact. All right, so now that we're done with all that, let's head out to the shop and do the install. All right, now that we have everything unboxed and unwrapped, the first step is gonna be to loosen this wedge. You're gonna wanna loosen it enough to where it sits below the top of the tongue. The next step is to grease the wedge, and you're gonna go in all the contact surfaces, on the sides, in here. And we grease this wedge to prevent from binding, which could cause a false torque reading. All right, so now that we have the wedge all greased, the next step is to insert it into the hitch receiver, and I'll show you a couple of tricks to get the hitch pin holes lined up. Okay, so the next step is to insert the UltraSwing into your hitch. You're just going to start at an angle, slide it in. After it's in, do whatever you have to do to adjust it to get your hitch pin holes lined up. All right, so as you tighten your UltraSwing, it will shift forward. So what you can do is you can anticipate that movement, and you can leave the hitch pin holes misaligned, and as you tighten it, it will align to center. Tip number 2 is align the hitch pin holes and then insert a hitch pin just enough to hold it in place while you tighten it. All right, next you're gonna need your torque wrench, your extension, and your 19mm socket or 3/4 socket. You're gonna wanna set it to a minimum of 100 foot-pounds and begin tightening. All right, so as I'm tightening it, you'll notice that the passenger side of the UltraSwing begins to rise, and that kick up is intentional. All right, this is the hardest part of installation, just lining up those hitch pin holes, so it might take you 1 or 2 tries. All right, so once it's tight, give it a shake, and if you notice any independent movement between the UltraSwing or your vehicle, then you'll have to retorque it. All right, so the next step is extremely important for not only your safety, but every other vehicle on the road that is around you. You're gonna wanna take your hitch pin out and insert it fully and secure it. All right, next you will remove this little bolt right here. This is only for shipping purposes, and you will need to remove it before you open your UltraSwing. All right, Next step is the wheel plate. And to get the wheel plate on, we're gonna have to open the latch, pull the pin, swing open your UltraSwing. If you try to do that in the reverse order, it will be extremely difficult to get your pin out. Now, we're doing the wheel plate. For the orientation of the wheel plate, you will want it to be angled towards the vehicle when it is closed. Depending on what version you have, you will have one lug on the top or two lugs on the top. It doesn't matter, they're both the same. Pay attention to the angle of the wheel plate. Next, grab the 4 gold bolts, washers, and nuts. Okay, we are gonna get the bolts and the washers and insert them from the inside out. And the reason for that is to allow clearance for accessories such as this table mount I have. All right, you're gonna grab your wheel plate, throw it on, make sure it has the right orientation, and then you will throw on your nuts. Just do the top 2 for now, so we can throw on the bottom 2. All right, next you're gonna need your 19mm open box wrench or 3/4. And if you have it, an impact. Place the box wrench on the nut, impact on the bolt, and plug your ears. All right, so now we're ready to throw on our wheel. In order to do so, we're gonna have to close the UltraSwing. And we're gonna need to call for some help. Kyle, come here. All right, next, we're throwing on the lugs. Not necessary, but it is helpful to throw some grease inside of those. Get them started, just hand tight. And then we get our torque wrench. Now, when you torque down the lugs on your wheel plate, we recommend you use whatever spec your vehicle has for your lugs on your actual vehicle. In this case, it is 85 foot-pounds. Just double check everything is torqued. Okay, you may have noticed these 2 little shiny boys right here, and what those are for is your license plate. Now this is a 4Runner specific model UltraSwing. The license plate relocation will be a little bit different on the multi-fit and mega fit, but it is in the same location. All right, okay. It's not necessary, but it does help to throw a little bit of blue Loctite on these. Don't go anything higher than blue because they'll be stuck forever. All right, and then you just start threading them in. Grab the other one. All right, tighten it down, hand tight. Once again, the Loctite is not necessary, but it does help. And you will notice that I put the license plate on using the bottom holes, not the top. If you use the top holes, your license plate will be hanging down here and will for sure get damaged. Okay, that is it. Psych, that's not it. 2 more things I want to talk about. The first one is this little guy. You probably forgot about it, but I didn't. Let me show you what it's for. If you ever feel like you need a more positive latch engagement when closing, all you have to do is remove this bolt, take this rubber bumper off, slide this fender washer behind it, and put the bumper and bolt back in. That will add more tension to your latch. Point 2 I wanted to mention before finishing is how to properly operate your UltraSwing. When closing, you are gonna wanna open your latch, push your UltraSwing close so this tab clears your latch, and then you can throw in your pin, and then you can close your latch. One more thing I wanna note, it's extremely important to run this pin while you're operating your vehicle. It's a secondary device that helps keep your UltraSwing closed, and it operates like an emergency brake on your vehicle. Let me show you. As you can see, with the latch open, the UltraSwing stayed closed because of this little guy. All right, second bonus feature that these pins have, you can use it to lock your UltraSwing open in one of these 4 preset locations. Okay guys, that wraps up the installation and unboxing of an UltraSwing. If you have any questions, call us, email us, DM us on Instagram. Thanks.